Since my first coaching session with Seb, my win rate has gone up to a whopping 71% win rate with mostly Centaur War Runner. Hi, I'm Torte de Lini. Even though a lot of you out there trust my Dota 2 guides, I'm actually not that good of a player, but guess who's back and still the best in Dota? Two-time TI champion OG Seb. This week he joined me back on the stream to see how I was doing in the early game with more focus on my ganking and initiation skills in the mid game.
I would say that this is like a special case when you lane versus TA, you have to buy armor on Centaur in this matchup. The reason for that is that the TAs, they play on obviously right-clicking you and spamming meld, which I'm sure is going to happen. And as you can see, like the armor reduction is quite intense. So you want to get, and you're pretty low armor hero on Centaur. You have one also, you actually bought 2 circlets, so that gives you a little bit of armor. Actually gives you 0.06, so you're basically 0 armor, right, on Centaur. So I would have liked for you to get a ring of protection in your skill build. Yeah, it would have been good on this lane. I think it will help you because here the TA is gonna hurt very badly, I'm sure. We'll watch the lane rather quickly. I'll see what you do. You have a Boots Bounty Hunter playing with you, okay, and he's not interested in pulling the wave. Unfortunate.
No, that's why I chose this replay, because it's just a horrible
he definitely
lane.
should have, yeah. And this meld spam is hurting much more than it should, to be fair. It's related to your starting item build, but you're being patient. What you could do... Okay, no, he's pulling. Never mind. Forget about that.
That's after begging him to do it, yes.
Yeah, it's good, though. It's very good for your lane. I like that you're running left with these creeps and you're not running into the tower, because it's gonna keep the creep wave here, so that's nice. The wave is in a really good position now. Happy times for you.
Just a quick question. Should I be concerned? Yeah. Often what happens, like the creep wave, they're coming towards me, but I also don't want to give my enemy the free hard camp. So in that scenario, how do you juggle that? Is it exactly what I did?
I think you have to know your place kind of in the lane. In some case, you're allowed to stop him. In this case, I wouldn't say you are. Your lane is much weaker. He's already level 2. They're both level 2. You're both level 1. He's gonna get it if he wants it. I think you trying to stop him is gonna hurt your game too much.
For sure.
So I would advise you don't. So quick comment on this stun. This stun I don't like so much. If you remember last time we spoke about how you should try to avoid being out of mana.
Yeah.
And Centaur is definitely... So unless it's a really high value stun, as in it secures a kill or it saves you from dying, this kind of stuff. In this case, I would say it isn't. Nice efficiency with the Lotus. Okay, so the lane is a little bit hard, but it's related to what happened, like the skill build and some of the decisions you've made. You definitely cannot trade with this T, as you can see. Like, she's much, much stronger than you.
Can we see the net worth as well, if you can show that?
Yeah. One thing you could do here, like, you could start thinking about going behind the tower already. It's not gonna be easy, but staying in the lane against this TA is very hard, as you can see. Like, she hurts really badly. But you could go behind the tower and grab the creep wave, because actually Abaddon is a very low threat hero, if you know what I mean. Like, he has no stuns and no slows. He needs to right-click you to slow you, you can just stun him. So you could go and pull the wave for yourself if you wanted to.
I think you talked about it last time, but maybe you can remind me and everybody.
Yeah.
What are the circumstances that would determine when you should do that? Because I don't recall.
I mean, the circumstances for you to just sit behind the tower, like completely behind the tower, is when they can't stop you, basically, from doing so. In this game, it's not easy, because you're actually playing versus a Nyx mid, so this guy's going to be really happy to Vendetta his way here and kill you. But what I'm offering instead, in this case, is just for you to... You either just straight up jungle, which is okay, but in this case, you're actually allowed to pull the wave for yourself. Your bounty should be doing it, to be fair, but since he isn't, you might as well just go there and do it.
Yeah.
Because they can't really stop you. And just keep an eye on the Nyx, right? Yeah. You decide to go for the broadsword first, which I think you should always value the chainmail on Centaur. You're a very low armor hero. It actually helps you take less damage from the neutral creeps too, when you farm.
Yeah.
So it's gonna actually enhance your farm, I think, as much as this one, maybe even more. And it will help you also, run back to the lane and collect some of the creeps.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good tip, because I'm actually always buying broadsword. Yeah.
I would even say that chainmail might always be better. Yeah. As I said, right now, I want you to maximize to your blink, unless you see something else that is really good. And honestly, this might be it. They're very deep. Your team is angling. So this should result in something good, I hope.
At least a
From
kill.
what I see, it looks good. Yeah. Okay, you're going on this guy. This guy is dead. Nice one. Okay, stacking. Your team is stacking stuns a bit, so that's not ideal. Nice. Exo wasted. Amazing. This guy's probably gonna live. Okay. I mean, honestly, very good. Very good.
But when you're behind, like truly absolutely behind, are you still just kind of playing it passive till you get your core items and then just try and fight? Even if your team's like killing themselves killed all the time, or
I think there's no such thing as like thinking about being behind. I think you want to always like look at what's in front of you in Dota. It's like obviously you might be behind, meaning if you don't have the items to do what you're planning to do, then don't do it, but like don't force, play with the flow of the game, if that makes sense. So
yeah,
like don't look for a fight that you can afford, that you can't afford. Don't you're running around looking for kills without blink and boots. Yeah, it's bad, and you don't want to do that. And that's probably because you're behind, as in because you lost your lane. But It doesn't really matter. But you were behind for this move, right? Like you as a team yourself were behind, and the team was behind. But this move was still very good because and sometimes you're even ahead, and the move is not good, and you don't want to do it, and you want to keep like farming. So I would say don't get phased. Try to not get affected as much as possible by what happened in the lane. It really doesn't matter, because if you think about it, I mean, it matters. But my point is that
it's not a dictation of your decision making. It's
if you guys are chain stunning this TA, like this 8k net worth isn't doing anything in the fight. He's being chain stunned. You know what I mean?
Right.
So technically, if you have a good start to the fight and you kill her from the beginning, you guys are not behind 3k gold. You're ahead 5k gold. You know what I mean? So like Dota is Dota. It's like, what is the situation looking like? Who's pressing their stuns? Can they even connect to the fight? Like if you guys take a team fight but the TA doesn't come, you're taking a team fight effectively being 5k ahead in gold.
Oh, good point.
And yourself, the net worth. So yeah, my point is that try to not linger too much on the feeling that you have from the lanes of what happened. Like try to not be emotional, just try to be irrational. Like, is this move a good move? Like, do I want to connect there? Would I not rather farm my blink? And there's no correct answer because every situation is different. Okay, so I'm gonna get to the blink, and we'll talk, because that is the second thing I suggest we work on today. Sure. Like as a second step to playing Centaur is like how to pick your blink stuns, basically. Okay, so we're gonna go all the way to the blink here, and I'll watch some of your first blink stuns, and we'll talk about it, like theory-wise.
Yeah.
And then we'll look at other replays to look at the early game again, to keep improving on that, because I don't want to leave it behind completely. We need to keep up the effort. But now we'll start implementing step 2, which is once you get to this blink timing, how to put it to use as nicely as possible.
Yeah. No, let's definitely jump ahead.
Okay, so I'll just pass forward.
I think I just farm like the whole game.
Okay, so you get blink now. I'll lower the sound a little bit.
I think whenever I get blink, I tell the team I have blink, I can fight now. Let's start smoking up. And
okay, you bought yourself this fight?
Sorry, what? Yeah, I did.
Okay, nice. That's good. I like when you buy wards on blink initiators, because it might set you up for a really cool blink.
So if I buy a ward from somebody, it's because they're not doing it. That's basically the only reason.
Yeah.
But I'll take the compliment.
All right, let's see. So what do you usually look for when you... Is there like a... If I were to ask you, like, what conditions, like as in what circumstances will trigger for you to start the fight?
Usually? Yeah, usually, I mean, initially I used to have a big problem where I would just jump in a fight and then I'd realize my team is like 8 miles back.
Okay.
But I think nowadays because I'm a little more vocal, or a little more instructive, I should say, about our team coordinating and working together. I usually have the team work together with me, and usually a smoke, and then whoever I can find within the range of my teammates catching up. Otherwise, I pop an ult there. I will target them, but usually I try to target the back line. Maybe sometimes I get headstrong on targeting somebody in the front, but
Yeah.
usually I'm looking for backline like a Drow or a TA or Wind Ranger or something like that.
Okay, so I mean, you already said something that was really key. It was what I was like, kind of fetching, which is,
Okay.
are you, because often there are two sides of it, right? It's like you look at what you're jumping, but you also want to look at whether your team is ready or not to follow up on the jump. So
Yeah.
the fact that you have that awareness already is great. It's very important. These are the two,
But
reasons
you
for
can
why
see
a jump
here,
is going to be good
my
or
team's
not.
not really ready,
Yeah.
are they?
No, this is definitely too deep.
Yeah.
And something happened at the same time, which is unfortunate. It was like
Yeah.
as soon as you started, the Knicks also decided to break the invis and jump. Let's see, we're
Yeah,
gonna
on
see
the
it here.
sniper.
They just saw him on the sentry, I think. Yeah. So they're turning on the Knicks, and you jumped, but it's fine
Yeah,
because
I
the
mean,
Knicks
this is why
died and you
Centaur is
don't.
great, because you could screw up and then you just trot
Yeah,
back home like a horse.
yeah. So it's all good. Let's see next here. Nice try.
Thank you.
So second thing I could say is, all right. So first thing we mentioned is look at obviously the jump you can get, and look at whether your team is ready to connect or not. Okay, these are great rules for a blink stun to become good. The second one is always try to be in the fog as you're going to blink.
Oh, good tip.
Try to reveal yourself as late as possible, unless, I mean, it's not always true. Sometimes they're helpless, there's
Yeah.
nothing they can do about it, and then it doesn't matter. But most of the time, you don't want to stay in vision before you jump, which is why you also often ask for smokes. That's just to be fun. So for instance here, if you were to jump them, I would like for you to walk down this tree line instead, so that they're not going to be ready for your jump. Because if he's fast, this guy actually could turn and pre-use you, for instance. It might happen in some games, or they might just force themselves away. And if you were, so for instance, in this situation, if you were just staying in the tree line and be a little bit more patient, you might have gotten a 3-man stun, maybe. That's how you get
Yeah.
those.
Or even the
Because
snap
from
fire,
their,
because the snap fire is
yeah,
easier to reach.
this is what they see from their perspective. Like, imagine you're not showing at all. This is them. Okay, okay, their guy died.
Yeah.
Where's Centaur, Maybe Centaur went back to farm. Who knows? So you're just, Centaur is maybe here. They don't know. Now, they would see the bounty. Imagine you don't throw. They try to turn on him. Boom. 3-man stun,
True.
Instead, this is like way less scary because obviously they can all decide how to position themselves and to not get hit by a multiple man stun. Okay, you miss your stun, you die for it. That's not really what I'm focused on, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
So the second rule that we can think about is try to use the fog of war and play with it as much as possible when you pick a jump.
That's a good point. I never thought about that.
Yeah. Let's look at the next one. So again, when you have the blink, I mean, you could be looking for the plays. You could also decide to keep on farming. That's related to what happens on the map. We're not going to focus on that yet. Now we're just going to focus on the micro.
Right. The mid-game initiation for...
yeah, and then later on, we can focus... in other sessions, we'll be able to focus on whether you should be looking for the plays or not.
For sure.
But, okay, let's go back to your own vision. What do we see here? Tia is quite out of position. She's getting on. Nice stampede. You stampede to make sure you can connect.
For my team to reach, yeah.
Yeah, nice jump. Blade mailing the snap ulti, very nice.
Oops.
Okay, you're a little bit deep, but it's hard to...
Yeah, the heat of the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's good. It's good. So honestly, right
I'm
now,
lucky
you guys
again.
are
It's
chilling.
Centaur, right? So he can take a few punches to the dick.
Yeah. And the same concept here is like, okay, whatever. They do this. They can't really touch you. You're abusing the fact that you're Centaur. Here, you're gonna be able to jump in 1 second. I want you to chase them in a way where they can't cancel your blink.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So you need to try to keep the distance with them, like to avoid this, for instance. So I mean, you might be able to chase them anyway, but you see how like they're trying to turn, like this guy's trying to use, like what happened here? He's trying to use you, for instance. Do you see that? Let's see. So you could
basically
jump on the
like
next
repel
one.
them back, so I can
Yeah,
have so my blink can come off cooldown. I can get away. Here I'm
yeah,
just like overstepping when they're already back.
yeah, and it's like, and they keep canceling your blink to make sure that you cannot jump them. Your blink is on cooldown. You maybe didn't realize,
Yeah, no.
and that's actually gonna let the Nyx live. And the
Oh,
reason
shit.
for why this Nyx is living, because technically here the Nyx should be dead. You have your blink in 1 second, like he's in big trouble. But you're giving them an opportunity to cancel your blink by being a little bit too close to them.
Yeah.
So you want to like keep the distance so that they can't fuck with your blink, and or just stay in the fog. Obviously, staying in the fog here is not an option. It's daytime and it's river, so everybody will see you. Like this area of the map is no joke spots. Okay, you're going Crimson Guard. I like it. I like it very much. It's good
I
in
think I
this
switched
game.
to Halberd instead.
Halberd is amazing too, actually.
Yeah,
It might even be better. Both are
switched to
good.
Halberd because it's just TA that
Yeah,
I wanna shit on.
100%. 100%. TA is your biggest issue this game, and it's the nature of the hero, so Halberd is amazing.
Oh, I actually
very
do have
good
a
build.
question regarding Halberd and Crimson Guard.
Yeah.
For usually when I see like one right clicker, I pick Halberd, but
Yeah.
is there still a justification to go Crimson Guard instead?
No.
It's really
When
based on
there's
number
like
of
one
attackers,
massive
not
right
number of people you're
clicker,
gonna protect.
one massive right clicker, I like the Crimson Guard.
Yeah.
I really like it. I think it's the correct line of thinking. It also comes much earlier.
That's right.
So that's also something to consider if you want. If you want like a faster timing or you have to fight earlier. I think the Crimson does not interact with DP ulti, if I'm
No,
not
it does
mistaken.
not.
Yeah.
That was
So
another reason I switched.
Yeah. So in that case, it's yeah. But even then, I would say that so I would only buy Crimson if it's really good against more than one hero, like their lineup in general, or if it turns the fight for one of your heroes, which can be the case sometimes. So for instance, I'm thinking of an example I can give you. Imagine you have a Sven on your team and they have a troll warlord.
Yeah.
You know how like troll is gonna hit this Sven like 30 times?
Exactly.
That's by the nature of the hero. Crimson actually might be the difference between Sven being able to man up or Sven just dying to the troll right clicks. Does it make sense?
Yeah, no, for sure.
So in that case, even if it's only troll, I could consider the Crimson over the Halberd. Yeah, no, we'll look at another one. I want to mention that the fact that you're lingering around mid, I don't know if it just happened to be spontaneous, but it is often a very good area to look for plays. The reason for that is the way the map is built. Often objectives are around the mid lane, especially early game. The runes, entering, the triangle, which is a high value area. It's often from the mid lane that it happens. Entering the jungles. So the mid lane is a highly contested area. It's also an open ground, so it's much easier for you to find jumps there. So I like that this is where you're playing, like the area on the map.
It's actually an area I die a lot in as well.
It's a tricky one. It's
Yeah.
100%. It's a very mid lane is known as being the most dangerous lane. Like the mid wave is known as being the wave that gets you killed or gets you kills, even amongst pro players. Like controlling the mid wave is like a really big concept for professional teams. We talk a lot about whose job it is to control the mid wave, or often when we smoke after the mid wave. Because just by the nature of the game, of the map design, this mid wave always leads to action.
True.
Yeah. So something to think about. All right, let's see. One thing I can mention too is when you're looking for jumps, if you have the chance to play with a team that's like working together, and if you yeah, it's not always the case, I assume, but if you're asking for smokes and they actually listen and the smoke can happen, when you have a blink stun, always value the objective you're gonna get from the smoke. Like hunting for kills just for the sake of hunting for kills is not a thing in Dota. Like you don't want to do that. You want to kill into a tower, kill into the Tormentor, kill into killing Roshan, or kill into getting the rune. That could be it sometimes.
Right, capitalizing on the opportunities.
Yeah. So if you guys were to smoke, for instance, and you walk all the way and you kill some random dude here, I don't like the move. You might even be losing on economy just because of the time you spent looking for it. But if you get a kill as the wave is pushing in, for instance, here, and you get the mid tower, no, that is a really cool objective, worth the smoke. If you get a kill on the top area and that gets you closer to the Tormentor, and you get to kill the Tormentor, that is amazing.
Got it.
And sometimes you have to wait for your allies to be strong enough to take objectives as a consequence of the kill you secured. And sometimes it's already good enough. Like, for instance, if they were to get a kill for this TA would give them Roche, right?
Right.
So it would be massive. So that is something to factor in when you're actually looking for plays. Yeah, if you're ever wonder, should I fight or should I farm? You know, that's something you can think about.
Yeah, no, sometimes we take a fight and it's purely like to give space for like Medusa to like farm up or something.
Yeah, sometimes it's good. Especially when she needs the space. If the map is like hard to play or enemies are making a lot of stuff happen and you want to like, yeah, distract them from looking at your carry, that's also a good reason.
Or like keep the pressure on the map on their side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works too. Very nice jump, double stun, makes it impossible for Abba to save.
No blade mail here.
You activated the blade mail a little bit late, but
yeah.
No matter what, you're gonna die for it. I think it's worth it. You connected late, but it's more like your Wind Ranger was a little bit deep. But I like this was you didn't end up dying. It's a macro. It's a bad move macro wise from you guys as a team, but your micro was good, and I only want to focus on your micro right now.
You gotta go backwards, replay bugged.
Okay. One thing I could say here quickly, regardless of the level 1, whenever you have an opportunity to block the wave, you should do it. It's really high impact for offlaners. Have you ever seen this trick of like blocking their safe lane?
The enemy? No, I've not personally.
Yeah. So here you would stand here and block their wave, which is going to result into your wave going into their tower. Which means the second wave is going to push really hard because the tower is like destroying your own wave.
Yeah.
You're going to get the lane really far back for you, and it's going to be a really cool laning phase.
And I'm not concerned about, I don't know, taking too much harassment or...
No, because, I mean, you are, but in this case, for instance, this is a freebie. Because this Kyrath just got zoned, like he almost died, so he's walking back to base, right? So this is your area. Like we just saw Mirana run up. Like Mirana's running up mid here.
Yeah.
Like because of what happened level 1, basically, you should obviously you do it only if you feel like you're gonna get away with it. And in this case you do, right? Like Sky's going to base, Mirana's walking up, and this is just a faceless void,
Yeah.
And you're just a big fat centaur, so you can just stand here and block the wave.
I'm gonna try. I've never tried that before.
Yeah. When you get the chance to, think about it. It's you're gonna see, like, you're gonna have the best day of your life, and it's going to be related to this. Dude, what's with these bounties plus 4? It's actually the same guy, isn't it?
Is it?
I think
I'll
so,
check
man.
right now.
The other guy was called high too.
It was. It is the same guy.
Same guy, dude. Yeah.
I never realized that. That's hilarious.
It's the same guy. I'm like, I see this nickname. I'm like, I've seen this guy before. It's actually the same guy.
We played
the
well,
same build.
so you can really.
This guy's just sniping you.
I actually haven't a good amount, to be honest, because I am an average rank, so obviously a lot of people can just straight up just join my games, and they do for better or for worse.
Yeah, it's the same dude, and he's still not interested in pulling the wave. It's all good.
I think I begged him to get a point in Shuriken toss.
If you're here, brother, pull waves, please. Help us. Pull waves. Okay. Anyways, so you decided to buy more stats, and the magic stick in this lane is very good. You don't need extra armor.
Right.
Even though, I mean, no, it's fine. I mean, armor is never bad, but in this case, I actually like what you're going for. This is, I think, close to perfect, if not perfect, item build. So all good.
I used Stomp to secure there.
Yeah. Worth it. You're playing off the regen, not taking too much damage. He's gonna get the pull? No, he's not interested. Okay, it's fine. I like that you're trading with the Void a little bit.
Yeah.
it's good because as we talked about, I mean, now he has a tango running. That's why the region is so intense. But obviously, you just have much more region than him.
Yeah.
So every trade favors you. So I would say, like, one small thing here I could say is like, so you see how like, okay, you get this creep. So now no creeps are about to die, right? For the next 2 seconds. You're gonna wait for your own creeps to make it low. So try to stand a little bit further back.
Oh, don't
so
take
that the
free
Skyra,
damage.
the Skyra doesn't hit you for no reason. It's okay to get hit in exchange of a creep, but if the creeps aren't dying, just avoid taking damage. So stand a little bit further and go in as the creep is about to die. Huh?
Sorry.
Yeah. So you see what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I mean, it's just there's no reason to be there at all. Especially if the voice not coming up either.
You just go back in as the creep is about to die. It'll be better for you. And here you probably need to get some tangos for yourself because you're just a little bit too low. So I don't know if you're gonna do that. You could also just wait it up.
I don't think I've ever done it since you told me to go like stats.
Yeah.
I took your advice a little too literally.
I mean, honestly, you can get away with it, but maybe this is slightly too greedy, especially because this guy is not pulling you any tango.
No, he's here to spectate.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, look at your HP region. Like, you actually have 12 HP region. Void with a tango is at 10. So you have a tango compared to Void. You have a tango going all the time, basically.
Yeah.
This is how stupid Centaur is. So in this case, you decide to go for Retaliate. Yeah, I think I like it. Again, I think it's very related to the bounty. Yeah.
I think I saved the point, and then when I saw I was getting harassed by Skyrath, I just said, all right, I'll just retaliate back.
Okay, that's good then. Yeah, you didn't actually need a tango, you see, so I was actually wrong about it.
No, I mean, if this was a higher game, I'm sure you'd be right.
I mean, they would try to punish you for being low HP. So...
Right. Well, that's kind of the premise of this series, I guess, is that, you know, does your advice apply to this? And in which case, usually, of course it does. But
yeah. But you're super chilling on this lane. We're gonna look at the last hits. Yeah, you're winning the lane, even though you're playing with the bounty.
Yeah, that's another reason I got retaliate, because this bounty was just...
Yeah.
I don't know if he like took part-time off or from work, or he just doesn't
want
to play.
What happened to the Lotus, actually?
I think bounty got it. Oh, Skyrath got it. I didn't secure it.
So could you have done anything to get the Lotus? Let's see.
Yeah, I could have pushed up the lane and then secured it.
Yeah, you're a little bit low, but yeah, you had an opportunity to run there now.
Yeah.
It was actually a good time, a very good time. Why? Because the creeps aren't dying, so you're not gonna miss any CS. And you run there and you make it hard for the Skyrath to come contest you. So yeah, you see the moment?
Yeah.
Like now? Yeah. Now you run to the right. Again, I think this guy should be doing it, but you also have to adapt to what your position 4 is doing. Like, I remember that last week we watched you lane with a Rubik, and the Rubik was doing really well. I think this is quite the opposite of the spectrum, but it is what it is.
So what do you? I mean, for those, I mean, because I'm probably not the only one that faces these kind of situations. What do you do when you get like a pause 4 that just honestly doesn't like? I get a lot of these pause 4s who kind of just, you know, they're at the tower edge. They're just looking to just hit the enemy, thinking that their harassment's amazing. They don't pull. They don't secure anything. Do I just try and do all that, or do I just try to play with what the pause 4 wants to do, or just in terms of general basis?
You try to do what's required, as in what would hurt your game a lot. That if he's not doing something that is gonna hurt your game and you can do it, then you do it. You know. But no, you just play your game. Like, you try to get as much as you can. You know what I mean? Like, don't hurt your game for what you should be doing.
Okay, so don't play long. Just if he doesn't pull, then I guess I'll pull. If he doesn't deward, I guess I'll deward.
Yeah. I mean, try to, but don't ruin your lane for it.
Right.
Yeah. Like, you're still the boss 3. You need to play for farm. You need to get your items. You need to, you know. So don't like overdo it, basically.
Right. Don't play 2 roles, but you know,
no
play some of the parts that makes your main role easier.
The little things, you know, like
Yeah.
if really it makes a big difference to pull the wave, even though it should be him, just do it anyway, you know. Don't
like-
sit in the lane, like not touching a single creep. Give up one creep wave, pull the next one, you know, stuff like that.
So I mean,
Yeah.
this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like he loves the view.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know what he's up to be fair. I'm also watching him running. I call it jogging. To me, I call these guys the joggers. Like he's just like exercising.
Oh, I
He's
think
doing
it's
his
where
workout.
I begged him to pull once.
Yeah, he's just running left, right, left, right, left, right, you know, keeping the good foot job, you know, like he's like getting ready in case the fight is about to happen, you know, like he's warmed up. So that's good. That's good. He's super warmed up. If there's like a fist fight, like he's ready.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's all you get from him.
Gotta work those glutes.
Unfortunately. Yeah, he's jogging. But anyway. All right. So far so good.
Yeah.
I mean, double bracer, you're really hard to touch right now.
Yeah, he tries. I don't know why, but he tries.
Yeah, no, he cannot.
He
cannot.
really tried.
Yeah, he actually lost so much HP.
Yeah, I don't know why, because like you can't reverse that back.
Look at this. You're sitting at 9, and with the tango, he's sitting as... I mean, he was sitting at 10 with the tango, so... Decent stun. You're playing off your stick charges.
Yep.
Guy is going ham.
I'll just regen that back.
Yeah. You bought your ring. You bought a salve too. I like it. Get your HP back so that you can keep contesting the creeps. Nice. Took us 5 minutes and a half, but we did it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a phase of void, so it's probably one of the easier lanes for sure.
No, I meant like that Bounty finally pulled the big camp. I don't know what happened, but at minute 5 he was like, all right, it's time to pull.
I mean, you should have seen the game I had today where CM puts down a sentry, blocks her own camp, says that nobody's actually blocking that camp, destroys the sentry, only to see that there was a sentry, enemy sentry on that camp.
Oh no. Oh no.
And we won that game just because, you know, like you said, I kept my cool, didn't overplay it.
So here a little bit of impatience, like a lack of patience for sure. Like you're low HP and you're dying to go to the creeps, which I understand. Your salve is about to come and you get into the fight right before it comes. So really sad. This is like the worst case scenario. I actually do this a lot myself, if I'm honest. Yeah. And it's horrible. As in horrible feeling. Because now not only do you die, but also you have this stupid salve that you didn't get to use. So it's a double loss of gold. So this is like mental damage.
Yeah, no. So it happens to me a lot where I'll have a blink on the way, and then for some reason I think the blink is already with me, and I'll say, okay, let's fight. My blink is coming. And then the blink will finally arrive and I'm already dead.
And the fight is over. Yeah,
exactly.
So yeah, just like Dota is a game of patience for sure. You really have to be patient with these things. So yeah. Anyways, we chill, farming the Vanguard. I'll fast forward a little bit.
Yeah, I think
it's hard for them to touch you
at this point. It's pretty
good skill builds.
I think I go.
You want to pre-put your courier on the shop always as much as possible.
Yeah, I forgot there.
So that you instantly get the Vanguard. Now you have it. And this is typically a game where you can just sit behind the tower forever. So here I would have loved you to just walk left instead of walking right.
Oh, good.
Because it might be hard sometimes to get behind the tower. Like it might feel scary. But once you're there, it's actually the safest place. Because what's going to happen is that your creep wave is always going to be into their tower. So their carry is going to feel really bad walking here. You know what I mean? Like he's really going to want to kill these 4 creeps. So it's actually safe. Because you see the difference? Like imagine you're here now. And now I want you to cut the wave. You have to walk. Imagine Skywrath is alive. You have to get past these 2 guys. You know what I mean? Like he's going to fight you with the Skywrath over here to the left. And it might be scary. You might be telling me, I can't go there. Like they're just going to kill me. I don't want to go there. But if you walked left right now, it's a bit early. You give up on 2 creeps. It's fine. And now you're there. This void will never have the chance to walk up to you ever again on this lane.
True. I also feel like there's just more pathways.
Like juke pathways, you mean?
Like if I want to run towards Dire's side, right? I can go up and right. I can go up and straight.
100%.
I can go up and left.
Whereas here it's just this.
Yeah.
No, it's true. So now you're probably going to feel a little bit uncomfortable cutting the wave. We'll see what happens. But what does Sky do? Does he TP bottom when he respawns?
I think he gives up.
Does he?
There's 2 bottom now, so I think.
No, okay, he TP'd bottom. Okay, you're going for the kill. It's a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Too much fighting before your Vanguard, for sure. To my liking. Because the Vanguard is in the courier. So all of this, I want you to do once you get the Vanguard. It will be a big, big difference maker.
Okay.
So one thing
yeah,
to
for
think
the
about
tower.
is like, respect the Vanguard timing. And don't get into too many trades before the trades are heavily in your favor, which is the purpose of Vanguard. We're healthy. I love the Tumblr choice.
Thank
So why is Tumblr that good? You know, so you remember what I talked to you about in the other replay when we talk about how to find the best blink stuns, like stay in the fog of war. Well, this is typically a tool that allows you to stay in the fog of war better.
True.
Because now, you know, it's a gap closer. So it's like you can be further away from the enemies and you can be outside of their vision range. And then you Tumbler Toy into Blink Dagger. So this is why for Blink Stunners, this item is like absolutely amazing. I love your
I
position.
didn't get it for that, but now I will.
Yeah, but I'm sure you've done this before, right? Where you Dumpler into Blink?
No.
No, you don't
I
use
mean,
it
I
this
can
way?
lie and say yes, so I sound good.
Okay, okay, no,
but
it's
no,
good,
I
it's good.
not.
No, be honest. Yeah, okay.
No, for
well,
sure.
that's definitely something, a trick you could think about. It's like, yeah, you Tumbler into Blink to get closer. So I like that you're looking at what your team is doing. You're following the mid wave. Your team is pushing in. You're in a perfect position. Okay, I love that. I love what I just saw. I want to see more of this. Look at them. I mean, you're on a ward here, actually. It's unlucky, but this is what I want to show here. Centaur's in the fog. You were still in the fog. It's just this ops giving vision.
Yeah.
But the tower doesn't see you. Look at this. You stay there. So you were really... You played... if there were no ops, they would have absolutely no clue of what you're doing.
It didn't change their positioning or decision making whatsoever. Anyway,
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
But my point is that, like, what I'm really happy about is how you just respect the line here.
Thank you.
And how you stop here. You're not showing on the tower. You're not showing in vision. You're just staying in the fog. So your blink will be deadly. Like, I already know you will catch the blink that you want, 100%. Just because of your position.
Thank you.
Because you're patient and you're not showing until it's too late for them to react. So this TA gets jump. They can't really turn on you, to be honest, with the blade mail. 21 charges, nice stampedes, very good epi by the Ganking, but he killed himself on the blade mail.
Yeah. Ooh,
nice force. Super nice. Okay, can they save you? Oh, nice try. He got lucky with the bash, but he dies.
You got a duel now. That I like that.
Yeah, not using blade mail. You know he is. Okay, a bit crazy fight, but it doesn't matter. Like, this was very good by you. Micro-wise, this was amazing. I'm super happy with this. All right, let's see the next. You're lingering around mid. Good area to look for fights. You guys finally got the mid tower. Good time to smoke right now, for instance. I mean, they don't have it.
I think it's
maybe sometimes you can buy it for yourself. So typically, why would this be a good time to smoke? What do you think?
I think because we have a lot of map control. We got DD on Viper, and we have momentum, right? We took a good fight. No Ganking ult, right?
100%. And there's something even more important that's happening right now. If you look at the timer.
Oh, nighttime. No,
it's the wisdom that's coming on 21.
Oh, I never considered that.
Yeah. So if you guys would imagining you got the mid tower here, if you click a smoke here now, you guys are gonna make it in time for the wisdom at 21, and it's going to be really good. They don't even have chrono. They use it mid, so it's gonna be wisdom is typically one of these objectives that you're always happy investing time as an offlaner, as a blink stunner to fight for. So and you're actually walking the right path.
Just get a free wisdom, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think they actually don't go for it, which is also something that happens in these.
Okay, you get the kill anyway. So the reason why your smoke would have been nice is obviously you move faster and you make sure you're undetected by wards. But in this case, it happens anyway. So it's kind of cool. This guy stole it, but it doesn't matter. You guys got to face this void kill.
Yeah, we get the kill and then we take a tower. It's another. We just do it every single time.
So one thing to talk here about, like a general concept, I also want to tell you just so that you have it in mind as we're slowly starting to transition into the mid game, is when you play a blink initiator. So when you're responsible for starting the fight, you want to be missing off the map as much as possible for two reasons. You want to keep them scared, enemies. Like, it actually slows down their farm because they're not pushing an extra wave. As soon as they see you, all of them are probably pushing the extra wave, you know? Because they're like, well, I see LC. It's the same for your LC. I see LC, I see Centaur, I'm safe, you know? So technically, this guy could be farming this wave if you wanted to. This guy, whatever is happening on the map. So I want you to miss, to keep them guessing. And I also want you to not be in vision so that they cannot stop your blink, so that you're actually operational to fight if they try to defend this tower. Does that make sense?
Yeah, is there no concern for like the imperativeness, or rather the rush to take that tower quickly? Like let's say LC and myself are not there. We're okay with just Shadow Shaman, Viper, or even just Shadow Shaman and Serpent Wards just taking the tower, but more slowly. We're not concerned that like that'll give the enemy team to maybe respawn and then come back and maybe take a fight, make it 4v5 by killing Shadow
In some
Shaman first.
cases, it is true that killing the tower as fast as possible is the best way to go about it. In this case, you're happy to hit it and hit it down.
Yeah.
But in most cases, it's more about, are they thinking about defending, yes or no? And if there is a chance they might defend it, I don't know, they're missing off the map,
Like
you saw somebody angling, then I want you to be in position for the fight. And that means not being visible and not hitting the tower.
Okay,
then in this case, I'm happy with the Viper doing it, but I would want you and Rasta and LC to think about your position, so that if the fight breaks out, you're in a position to do so. Because technically, like what happens is exactly what, like the worst case scenario for you guys is like, this Ganking is really safe because he's stunning the stunner. You know what I mean?
True.
So nobody's gonna fuck with him when he goes in. In reality, had he went on the Viper, he at least would have died for it, because you would have instantly jumped stun him. Like if you're in the fog and this Ganking goes here, I mean, now you're very low, you know, but imagine you didn't take damage from the tower, you would have boom, blink stun, you would have used your dust, blade mail, and this Ganking would have died. So that's why, in most cases, as initiators, you have to, when you're sieging a tower, you have to stay in the fog of war and be ready to fight back. Yeah.
And this would like apply, like, cause I'm thinking of like Underlord, right? Underlord gets a lot of damage. Would he also kind of stay hidden, or would he also?
No, because I mean, it depends, but Underlord is not as crucial because your spells are not
right. You're not initiating with blink.
You're not playing with blink dagger. You know what I mean? Like, the reason why I want you in the fog is so that you get a good blink.
Good point. Okay.
Which you're not gonna get if you're in vision or if your blink is cancelled.
You're right, 100%. And plus Centaur, I mean, he hits okay, but probably better to just initiate. You're right. You're 100%. Thank you. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay, your item build is perfect. So there's that. This is as good as it gets. You go Halberd into pipe, so this is awesome.
That's pretty much my build most games, yeah.
Yeah, but you talked about Crimson last time, and I'm sure you have ways to make it vary, but in this game it's good.
For Crimson, I realized today that sometimes I would grab a Crimson earlier if like I have Blink, but I didn't max out Double Edge. So then I would get more value out of the Blink Crimson Guard, because it has some scalability with I think max health, and then, you know, Centaur's got 2k health at like an insane time, so there's actually pretty good value.
Yeah, it is.
But if I see myself getting Double Edge already, then like I'll skip the Crimson.
Okay, so the last time I'm gonna make this point one last time. It's the same, but I think the more times you see it, the more it might, like, you know, stick somewhere for the next times. So this is typically, so you're picking your jump here. I like it. You know that this TA is like, she blinked in, like she has blink cooldown, so she can't get away from you if you keep the distance. You know what I mean? Like, she's not gonna. So I want you to like run in a way where, as much as you can, where you keep your distance to get a good blink, you know?
Good point.
It actually doesn't change the outcome of this fight in particular, but it's just like the pathing you decide to go for. I would have loved to see something like here you're going very close, and I don't know, something could happen, you know, like I mean, now we see the sanking, but I don't know, you get Epid here because he sees you, so he's gonna double stun you, or this guy maybe clicks ATOS on you, or he pre-silences you. Imagine if this guy is clicking silence on you. The way Dota works is that you're gonna get insta silenced on the jump here. Boom, silence instantly, and it might even save the CA. But if you're playing with the pathing and playing with the fog of war and jumping at the very last moment, you increases your chances of your jump working by a tremendous amount. Exactly like you did here before.
Good point. Yeah. No, I hadn't said
same
that.
idea.
I just thought of I was just reacting. That's the honest truth. I was just reacting.
Yeah. So if we sum it up, now that you're gonna play, when you play more Centaur and you play more Blink Stunners in general, the two concepts that you can work on and have in mind are, think about obviously whether you like the jump or not. That's one thing, but I think that comes very naturally. Think about whether your team is able to follow up, but that you already talked about, and I think you do that really well. And last but not least, try to stay hidden until the very last moment when you're looking to jump. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
do not reveal your position.
Fantastic. I wrote a bunch of notes here. Some about the laning stage as well, like block, if you can, block first creep wave at 0-0. If it's safe, you know, low damage taken. I got one thing you really want me to do is maybe sit behind tower if I win the lane and just farm it. Stack timings, which I'm not doing. I'll definitely focus on that one. Drag waves to camps post laning. You talked about. You talk about don't linger on my feelings about, you know, lane win or loss.
100%.
You just mentioned it. Don't stay in vision before you jump, or reduce that vision basically. Post fight, maybe separate the foes from the fight, but also make it so when they are separated, I can get my blink off cooldown without taking unnecessary damage. Capitalize on kills with towers or Roshan, and then hide when capitalizing on towers to create threat if opponents try to initiate. I think that's everything you mentioned.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's a lot, but again, no pressure in implementing anything. Just like trust the process, you know, like play games. You're gonna think about stuff we talked about. Sometimes read them again, and slowly but surely they will start getting, you know,
becoming natural.
Yeah, it will feel natural.
No, for sure.
Slowly but surely, you know.
I feel already like, I feel like I'm making great progress, but I also feel like you're giving a good amount of mix of both, you know, ways I can improve, but also compliments on like efforts I'm making. So this is fantastic. I appreciate that.
Perfect. No, it's good. It's very good. And what I'm watching is like already much better than last week, and last week was already good. So I think I can see the improvement. I can definitely see the improvement. And the laning phase, don't drop the laning phase. Keep improving on it, because as I said, like one thing at a time. You know, I think taking Dota chronologically is also fine. You know, good lane into good timings on items, into good ways to hit these timings, you know, like typically that's why now we're focusing on how to get good blink stuns, you know, what is the best way to start fights, and then we'll talk about which fights to look for, even though I started talking about it a bit here, but we'll talk a bit more about macro and stuff like that. And then, you know, the next thing you know is you're winning your lane, you're getting your items, you're crushing them with your items, you're winning the game. It's pretty simple. Yeah.
No, perfect. I think that's all the time we have, though. I don't want to take too much of your time. I appreciate that.
It's good. I think we can leave it at that. And sure. I would even say that maybe next time, since now we have the lane and we're slowly transitioning into the mid game, we are gonna soon be able to consider you playing and me coaching you live.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I'd love that. But even just watching the replays, they're just mind blowing for me. So that's fantastic.
That's good. I think as a starting point, like watching replays over playing is better, just so that to work on the concepts and make sure like we're aligned and you understand what I mean with these concepts, because sometimes they can be a little bit abstract. And as soon as you feel comfortable and I'm watching the replays and I feel like you understand them, but sometimes you're able to execute or not, then me coaching you live is going to make sure that we'll execute them properly, you know?
For sure. Yeah, no.
So one thing at a time. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate the time, and thanks so much for watching the review of my replays. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how I can get higher than the 72% or 71% win rate, but
It might drop. It might also drop. Don't get what's it
I
called?
mean, my last games, I think I had like 4 ancients in my game, so it's definitely going up in challenge. So I also think the advice you're giving is going to be even more important, right? Like here we saw I didn't get punished as much, so I didn't need a ring of protection, or maybe necessarily, or you know, my supports weren't as good. So certainly the more I go up, the more your advice is going to be not only very important, but it's going to need to be followed a lot more.
That's the ways of
important.
Dota. It's like you're always gonna find tougher challenge, so it's meant to feel grindy, but it's normal. So if you're losing games or the win rate drops, like don't question what you're learning here and what we're doing here. Like you can stay strong, basically. Like there's gonna be ups and there's gonna be downs, and some weeks are gonna be really easy and some are gonna be harder, but it's part of the process. So don't get phased by it.
Cheers. No, definitely for sure. Cool, man. Well, thanks a lot again. I'll cut you off here, and I'll hit you up on Discord about hopefully next time. Thanks again.
I will see you next week then.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, we're agreed.
Yeah.
Then. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, we're doing that.